Welcome to Shadowproof. Evidence first, noise last.
Here, I guess you. Always looking up at the sky, do you sometimes miss what? What if aliens have actually been living among us all along? Maybe the neighbor you meet on the street is actually a disguised alien. And what about your country's leaders? Reptilian humanoids have appeared in science fiction for many years. They have been depicted by authors like Robert Howard, Clark Ashton Smith, and Lovecraft. Sometimes real life imitates fiction, but often fiction imitates reality. Could the inspiration for these stories come from a deeper reality? The Shadow Kingdom. He was actually inspired by an idea from Helena Blavatsky, co-founder of the Theosophical Society. His major work is beings said to have existed during the time of the lost civilization of Lemuria. Now, we are stepping out of the realm of fiction and entering an intersection between mysticism, archaeology, world history, and astronomy. Delving into mystical legends, you'll find reptilian creatures mentioned repeatedly. They appear too often to be just a random coincidence. David Icke's theory on the emergence of reptilians. If you want to learn everything about reptilian humanoids, David Icke is the person to turn to. David Icke is different from many other conspiracy theorists. His life and career are quite prominent and achieved many accomplishments over a long period. Initially, he was a professional football player. Then, in the 80s, he joined the BBC as a famous sports presenter on News 9. He became so famous that he eventually co-hosted Grandstand, the BBC's flagship sports program at the time. In 1990, everything changed. One day, while at a newsstand, Icke was drawn to a book by a spiritual healer from Brighton named Betty Shine. He went to see her, and she told him a prophecy that he would become a great spiritual healer. From that moment on, everything completely changed. Icke went through one strange event after another. He shares that, during this challenging phase of his life, he began to sense the presence of some entity around him. Then, that entity started communicating messages to him. This led Icke onto a spiritual path, making him genuinely curious about some notable conspiracy theories. Under the guidance of an invisible being, Icke underwent a profound spiritual awakening. Eventually, he was invited to appear on the BBC talk show called Wogan. On the show, he publicly revealed his unusual beliefs. As a result, he faced a barrage of ridicule. Since then, Icke has been regarded by mainstream media as a delusional person. But conspiracy theorists and UFO hunters began listening to him enthusiastically. The biggest secret. Icke believes that the Anunnaki gods in Babylonian legend are actually a race of reptilian aliens from the Draco constellation. And they not only appeared on Earth as ancient gods, but are also living among us today, under human guise, as complete individuals. Icke is not the first author to propose the ancient astronaut theory. Chariots of the gods. Divine encounters. It should be noted that reptilians are said to come not only from another star system, but also from another dimension. According to David X, the universe is truly a multiverse, and different dimensions occupy the same space. But typically, only one dimension can be accessed at a time, in our case, 3 dimensions. If you could traverse dimensions, you would discover that other objects or beings are also coexisting in the space where you currently are. Thus, the reptiles come from Chodsal Draco, but not our Chodsal Draco. X writes that they live in the fourth dimension, just one dimension away from our world. After crossing this space, they can manipulate us to achieve their own purposes. This connects back to mystical legends once again. If you know much about magic, you might be familiar with summoning entities from other spaces, most of them trying to achieve some exchange or deal. Ik believes these entities are human-like reptiles, and this is a method they use to infiltrate our world. Why don't we detect or see these human-like reptiles running around everywhere? A very good question. Ik offers some explanations. Reptiles are shapeshifters. They inherently have human forms, walk on two legs, and in some sense look quite similar to us. It wouldn't be a leap or a difficult adaptation for them to live among us as humans. Many reptiles might actually be living in deep underground caves. The world we see with the naked eye and the true existing world have always been two very different things. Even if you truly don't believe in a three-dimensional universe, you still have to admit that we have always been blinded by politicians, CEOs, and all deceivers and frauds. Is it really hard to believe that there is a group of beings living as slaves, bound to ruling invaders from beyond Earth? Most people often miss what's right in front of them and even vote against their own interests every day. Are Anunnaki and human-like reptiles the same? This is an interesting question, and several debating viewpoints have erupted around this topic. Some assert that humanoid reptiles and Anunnaki are one or they are similar. Others point out that ancient carvings of Anunnaki are evidence against this hypothesis. Only a few carvings depict reptiles, while most have drawings describing humans or even bird-like figures. This means humanoid reptiles are just one among the Anunnaki species. However, it's also possible that humanoid reptiles and Anunnaki are indeed one and the same. And the non-reptilian shapes are simply due to shape-shifting abilities as they do today. Why did humanoid reptiles come here? What would a super-advanced race want from an inferior human race? Or is it because we ourselves desire to become a lowly race, easily manipulated? Just as humanity loves strength and power, so do human-like reptiles. David Icke says the reptile race came here to exploit monatomic gold mines with power derived from enslaving humans. This gold is believed to enhance the nervous system power of this race. This is how they can change shape and traverse space-time. They also absorb energy from human suffering. Thus, when humanity incites wars, engages in beastly evil acts, it aligns with their interests. This is why reptile races have infiltrated humanity, especially in positions of power. As long as humans remain obsessed with personal interests, they will suffer. And the more they suffer, the more they will continue to serve the needs of the reptile race. Even non-believers must admit that, through intuition, we all sense something suspicious in this story. Whether you believe Icke's words that cold-blooded alien humans truly exist or not. The cold-blooded actions of many world leaders and authorities, especially throughout the 20th century, make us wonder whether our leaders are human or not. List of celebrities alleged to be reptilians. Re-looking for a list of shape-shifting reptile race members, so you. There are always those who believe in the existence of reptiles trying to identify shapeshifters and hybrid reptiles among us. Clearly, there is much disagreement about who is a reptilian and who isn't, but here are some common allegations. Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Madonna, Angelina Jolie, Mark Zuckerberg, Henry Kissinger, Barack Obama, George Wood. And most of his advisors, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and many other senators and world leaders. As you can see, this list includes all sorts of people, from left-wing to right-wing politicians, along with a host of movie stars and singers. Given the overwhelming number, a more reasonable question is, who isn't a shape-shifting reptile? Want to know how to identify shape-shifting reptiles? Look for physical traits that can penetrate their camouflage. And also the characteristic personality traits of reptiles. Physical characteristics. If a person has narrow, slit-like eyes and facial features resembling a lizard, they are likely a shapeshifter. Generally, shape-shifting reptiles often have a slender, tall appearance as a special allure. If you observe carefully, in some videos and images, they sometimes lose control of their shape-shifting ability, leading to strange skin textures or abnormally changing eyes. Personality traits. Reptiles are cunning manipulators. Those who excessively crave power are likely of this species. They are like energy-sucking vampires, absorbing vitality when in contact with humans. Narcissism along with cognitive distortion tricks may be signs that you are dealing with a reptile. Cruelty, a penchant for destruction, and sadism can also be signs of reptiles. Remember, they are nurtured by pain. The reptilian race in mainstream media. When first reading about reptiles in David X's theory, many find it sounds quite fictional. But if you think carefully, there are many mainstream media works depicting humanoid reptilian creatures, especially in fantasy stories. Think of Lord Voldemort, an evil wizard with a serpentine appearance in the Harry Potter series. Another interesting example is the Silurian race in the Doctor Who series. The Silurians are not portrayed as evil, not even strictly aliens, but an ancient humanoid reptilian race, living in secret caves deep underground. This ties into the popular Hollow Earth theory that Corey Wood and David Wincorth often mention. Although the theory of the reptilian race sounds frightening, it also brings a glimmer of hope. Hope that the universe out there is vast and we are not alone. And if we can break free from the rule of those who oppress humanity, we will become a more benevolent and compassionate race than ever before. Thank you for watching. If you wish, subscribe to catch the next videos. Or if you have time, you can watch more videos on the channel.
If the proof convinced you, subscribe and open the next case.